have a confession. I buy books for no reason. I buy books for no reason, and you want to know what? I don't mind buying books for no reason. I love to support people who write books. I have stopped buying as many books for no reason, but I'm starting to hold myself accountable when it comes to being a book reader versus a book buyer, and like being more intentional about the things that I buy and what I actually plan on reading. So I was going through my bookshelf and trying to figure out the books that I want to read for the next few months and all this stuff. And as I was going through my bookshelf, there's about 400 books behind me. I personally feel like it doesn't look like there's 400 books behind me, but there's over 400 books behind me on all 5 of my shelves. And like, as I was going through them trying to figure out ideas for videos and everything, I came across so many books that I was like, why did I buy this book? Like, what was the reason why I handed over my hard-earned money and said, hey, can I have this book? Like, what was the reason? There were so many of them. So I decided to come up with a video, books I should not have bought. Now, this does not mean these are books that I'm going to unhaul or books that I'm not going to read. It's just, I should not have bought these books. I either should have checked them out from the library if I was interested in them, should have borrowed them from somebody or something. Like, I should not have spent like full-blown money, and most of these books I paid full price for. That's even the more embarrassing part. Like, none of these are bargain books, so like, it's embarrassing. So we're gonna get into it. I'm gonna talk about some books that I should not have purchased. We're gonna start with the duology. Not even a duology. I believe they're like maybe companion novels. I don't even know. They might not even be in the same world, and that just shows you why I should not have bought them. I am talking about Happily Ever Afters and One True Lovers by Ellis Bryant. Now, luckily, I am starting a book club, and I can use this book for the book club. I think if this is black on black romance, I can use it for my book club, but if it's not, then it's useless. I don't know why I purchased these books. The first time I heard about this book was a bad review. I literally watched someone give it a bad review, and then I put it in my Amazon cart and purchase it, because that is what I do sometimes. I'll see someone talk about a book and trash it, and I'd be like, I'll be the judge, I'll be the jury. Like, I literally come up with that. When sometimes it's okay if someone says a book is bad, believing them and not reading it. But I picked up this book, and it's like, it's fine. Like, I haven't read it yet, by the way. None of these books I've read except one. I haven't read it yet, and that's fine. But then I decide, when I'm at the bookstore with my little sister about a month ago, to pick up literally its companion novel. What in that? Like, that doesn't make any sense. It does not make any sense for me to own either of these 2 books. Now, luckily for me, like I said, this might be a book club pick, and also I could do a video reading both of these books. But now I'm at this phase where, is there going to be a third one in this? Like, is there going to be a third one in this world? Because now I'm just like, I might as well wait and see if there's a third one, and then I can have all 3. I promise you, if a third one comes out and the covers are as pretty as this, I'm buying the third one. Imagine a yellow cover. Imagine a yellow cover with all of these. Like, this is my color palette. I love this. This is my second favorite color. And I think it was the color that drew me to it. But like, there's so many pretty covers of books that I don't buy. So what made me buy this? I saw a dark-skinned girl on the cover, and it was lavender. And I bought it. But why? Why do I own both of these? It makes absolutely no sense why I own both of these. But I am going to read them. They're not in my unhaul. Y'all saw the video of books I plan on unhauling by the end of the year. It didn't make it in those, so like, I do plan on reading them. It's just I should not have bought them. It's not even like, I'm not even interested in them, really. Like, so what are they doing here? What are they doing here? The next book I should not have purchased is Olivia Dade, All the Feels. So I did a vlog talking about sequels and sequels to books, and this was actually one of the books that I was thinking about including in that sequels vlog, like books that are sequels, but I didn't, because I didn't want to read this. I did not want to read this. This is a follow-up to the book Spoiler Alert. I gave Spoiler Alert 3 out of 5 stars, I believe. I don't even remember at this point, and like, why would I buy the sequel? Like, if you read a book and gave it 3 stars, what made you think the next one was gonna be better, girl? Like, there was nothing, like, and the thing is, the characters that this book is following, I didn't even like them in the first book. So like, what exactly? And then once again, The one and only time I've heard anyone talk about this book is literally them saying they did not like it. This was in somebody's worst of books last year, I believe, or earlier this year. I don't remember. And like, I was like, ooh, there was a sequel. Let me get it, because I am a fool. I will buy sequels. Like, if I read the first book of something, I always buy the sequel. I do not, when someone goes into like a publishing house, and you know, they all sit around a table and they discuss how to get people to buy books, and they say, hey, let's make this a duology or a trilogy, because people who read the first one are going to want to read the second one. They're talking about me. They're literally, I am the prototype. I am the person who they say, this is the consumer we are trying to read. If you come out with a second book, I'm going to buy it, but will I read it? No, I don't read sequels. I am notorious for reading sequels. I have a shelf way up there, and it is literally just filled with books that have like 2 or 3 books in a series that I have not read. And so I'm gonna do a whole video on like old trilogies, like from back in the day, like 2012, that I never finished. I'm gonna do a whole video on it. But this is that I don't want to read this book. I do not want, I'm going to read this book, so I didn't put it in my unhaul, because I know I'm going to get to it this year, because I have it on, this was down on my bookshelf downstairs, and those are books that I plan on getting to like relatively soon. So I know I'm going to read it, and I was going to put it in the vlog at the end of June, my end of June vlog, but like, why did I buy this? I'm just not interested in it. Ridiculous. Next one is Weather Girl. Why did I buy this book as well? This is a book I should have got on Kindle, or I should have just got from the library. And just because, like, here's the thing, even if I listen to it on audiobook, if I go put my name in the hat on Libby, this book is probably on a ridiculous wait on Libby. But even if I would have just went to Libby and I had to wait like 6 months to get it, that's probably what I would want to read it anyways. Like, it's not like I'm like dying to read this book. Like, what was the point of me buying it? But the big issue is I didn't like the X Talk. This book is by Rachel Lynn Solomon, who wrote the X Talk. I gave the X Talk 2 out of 5 stars. So why would you buy the next book by this author? I am so jealous of people who can read a bad book by an author and be like, okay, I'm never reading from this author again. Because my nosy ass, I always feel like someone is going to eventually write the book that is just going to blow my mind. Like, the person I least expect is going to write the best romance I ever seen, the best fiction I've ever seen. That's what I always believe. So I can never fully give up on an author, because I believe they're going to do something outstanding. That's why I'm comfortable being really negative towards people's reviews, because it doesn't say anything about how I feel about these people as authors. I think everyone is capable of writing a good book, even when I trash their book. So like, even though I hated the X Talk, Weather Girl could be good. Weather Girl could be good, so I bought it. But that don't make no sense, because you didn't like the X Talk, so why would you pay full price for this book? It don't make no sense. The next one is 172 Hours on the Moon. This is one of those books I forgot I own, and why do I own it? I have a theory that I do not like books in space, but I don't read books in space, so how the hell would I know? But what I do like is like kids surviving. I love books about kids surviving somewhere. I love it so much, and I believe this book follows some kids who are trying to survive on the moon. And so like, that is right up my alley, but I'd rather than not be in the moon. But I love books about people having to survive, and like the moon and whatever. I love it so much. So like, that's why I thought I was really gonna like this. But once again, could you not read it on Kindle? Could you not just borrow it from the library? I could have. I 100% could have. The next one is 4 Aunties and a Wedding. I did read this book for my sequels video for June, and if you know me, you know I hated this book. But I can't blame anyone but myself, because I should not have purchased it. It's not that Jessie Q Sutanto is like an author I read before, and so like, why would you pick up another book from her? She wrote a book I didn't like. I gave 2 stars, and I picked up the sequel. It's one thing to pick up a sequel of a book you gave 3 stars, because it could go either way, right? But to pick up a sequel of a book you gave 2 stars just don't make no sense. And I did it. Not only did I do it, I did it and read it. Y'all see it's bent up. I did it and read it, and still hated it. And so it's like, why did you buy it? So now I bought this book just to donate it at the end of the year, which I assumed I was going to do anyways. Just wasting money, just wasting $15. For what? For what? The next book, now these next two, I don't even know what they're about, and that's the issue. The Ninth House. What is the Ninth House about, y'all? Like, I know y'all know because this book is wildly popular. That's why I purchased it. Like, I be trying to act like I'm somebody else so bad. Like, this is not my brand. Like, can you imagine me? Like, this is not my brand. And yet, I believe there is, like, book. I don't know what this book is even about. Like, I don't know. It's about, like, I don't know what this book is about. And yet, I still bought it. And yet I still bought it. Like, I heard people ranting and raving about it, so I purchased it and had no clue what it was because I wanted to be cool. I wanted to be cool. I wanted to sit with the cool crowd. I didn't just want to be a general fiction and romance girl. I wanted to sit with the cool girls who get pretty covers like this. I wanted to be a cool girl, so I bought this book. But guess what? What the fuck is this book about? I don't know, but I paid full price for it. Like, it just don't make... Why do I do this? I hope some of you in the comments can say you do the exact same thing. Like, you waste your money. And the thing is, you can say, oh, Kenya, what a privilege that you have money to fucking waste. The thing is, there are so many other things in my life that I actually need to be spending money on. Like, I actually need to be paying my taxes. Like, a lot of this money that goes towards useless books, I could literally pay my taxes with. Like, please. Like, so don't sit up here and just think like, oh, Kenya, you just got money to blow. Oh, no. Like, I could be using this money to pay my damn taxes. Like, please. The next one is Christina Hannah, The Four Winds. Once again, have not heard anything positive about this book, and yet I own it. I believe I picked this up at Target one day. It doesn't have the Target sticker, so that could be a lie. I don't know why I bought this book. I think it's a romance. And also, I've never read a Christina Hannah book like ever. Maybe I have it, I don't even remember, and that's the problem. Like, not only do I not remember the Christina Hannah book that I probably have read, why would I pick up this one? This was nominated for a bunch of Goodreads awards, and one thing about me, I am the prototype consumer. If something gets on the Goodreads, the girls are paying to get on the Goodreads list. By the way, I don't know if anyone's paying to be on the Goodreads list. I'm talking shit. If the girls are paying to be on the Goodreads list in order to get people to buy their book, it's working. It's working because that is what... if I see a book on the Goodreads list, I'm going to pick it up. I saw this book on the Goodreads list and I picked it up. Like, so if you're someone who is doing that, paying money to get on the Goodreads list, I don't even know if you can do that. Money well spent, because I'm going to fall for it every single time because I don't even know what this is about. All I see is wheat. I see wheat and I like the cover. I like the cover, but like, what the hell? What the hell is it even about? The next one is The Wedding Date Disaster. This is like this mass market paperback. I do believe I got this book rather cheap, but like, what? Like, what? So I went through this phase last year where I was in love with mass market paperback romances. So think of the ones you see at like the dollar store or at the grocery store, the little mass market paperbacks. I was in love with those. Like, I had so much fun reading through those last year. And like, they were just stupid and so easy to read. Like, I went through a phase. I read like 10 of them. And so this was one of them. Like, I was out of the phase, but then I saw this and I picked this up. And now that I'm no longer in that phase, I'm like, what the fuck is The Wedding Date Disaster? Like, I don't even know what this is. I do not even know what it is, but I spent money on it. Now, I did come up with an idea where I'm going to incorporate this book in like a reading vlog. I have a theme. I have a theme for a reading vlog that I'm going to use this for. But like, I don't need to, like, why do I own this? Why do I own this? Am I going to read it? Yes. But why do I own it? I don't know. Taylor Jenkins Reid. After I Do. This was the first Taylor Jenkins Reid book I think I ever owned. Before I read Daisy Jones and the Six, which I never read. Before I read Evelyn Hugo. Before I read Malibu Rising, which I do like. I own this book. I don't know. I don't even know what this book is about. I feel like this is probably one of Taylor Jenkins Reid's least popular books of recent years because everything she touches turns to gold. But I ain't heard too much about this. Like, obviously I heard something about it because I own it. But like, I feel like this got kind of overshadowed by like the huge Taylor Jenkins Reid release. And so it's like, what is this? Like, what is this? Like, this just seems so like not up my alley. Like this, I don't even know what to say. When was this book published? They said this book was published in 2014. Oh my gosh. Why would I buy this? I didn't buy this in 2014. I feel like I bought this in like a few years ago. So like, what the fuck? Like, why would I want to read a romance book from 2014? I do not. There is like a cutoff in romance for me. I don't really like reading romance books, honestly, past 2019. Like, I don't know. Like, every now and then I like to go back and see how romance was. But romance is one of those genres, like, let's keep moving forward. Like, going back, like, you go back too far and it gets a little misogynist. It gets a little nasty when you delve too far back in the romance icon, the traditionally published romance icon. So I don't even want it. This actually should go into my my pile. I'm gonna move this into my probably going to unhaul pile. If I don't want to read this. This is an unhaul. Like, I don't think I'm ever gonna read this. Much Ado About You by Samantha Young. So I'm assuming this is a Shakespeare retelling. Who gives a fuck? I'm also moving this into my probably gonna unhaul. Bought it for no reason. I have barely bought any romance books this year. The only romance books I bought is by like legacy romance authors on my bookshelf. So people who have written good books that I already like. Besides Weather Girl and the other two I showed you on here. Like, I haven't really purchased a lot of romance, but last year I was purchasing so much romance, and this is just one of those books that I bought in a big haul. Like, you know, you buy something on Amazon and then they recommend a book like it, and you add that one too, when you add that one too, when before you know it, you got these books on your bookshelf, and it's like, this book probably is going to be good. I think I might even like it. I just don't need to own it. Like, that's the thing. Like, I'm at a place now, like, a book can be good. A book can be damn near great. And I still don't need to own it, you know? Like, it can just sit in my Kindle. Or it can just sit in the library. And if I want to check it out again, I'll check it out again. I'm pretty sure my library has this book. Because I think I saw it. And there is absolutely no reason for me to own it. Next book. Kisses and Croissants. Cover by... I bought this for the cover. You can judge me. I hauled this book over on my main YouTube channel, Kisses and Croissants. It is 100% a cover buy. I do not care what is inside this book. I am never going to unhaul this book unless I read it and it's terrible. I 100% only own this book because of the cover. If I hate this book and I don't want it on my bookshelf, I will use this book for decoration. That is just how fucking cute it is. I had this book in February, and I like to decorate my house for Valentine's Day. I like to decorate for every holiday. Like, I'm that girl. And I decorated for Valentine's Day at my house, and I had this book out, and like, oh my gosh, it was just so cute. So this book is never going anywhere because it's so cute. But I literally only purchased it because of the cover. I don't care what the hell it's about. The Lifeguard. This was a recent stupid buy because I bought this book full price and then saw it for 20% off not even 2 weeks later. Anyways, this book is like a mystery ebook about some people who live in a town. It's like I don't know, but like, why would you pay full price for a book that looks like this? Like, it's just, what? I was just at the bookstore. I went to the bookstore with someone, and I didn't even want to go for myself. I only went to tag along. And so I went to the bookstore not really wanting anything, not really, but like, I can't go in the bookstore and not leave without something, but I didn't really want to look for books because I wasn't in the mood. So I saw this, I read the synopsis, I liked it, and I bought it. But I would 100%, first, because I got it cheaper, and two, I'm not even that interested in it. I'm gonna read it. It seems kind of compelling. Like, it's up my alley, but like, it's not gonna be my favorite book ever. So like, what is it doing here? The Night Circus. I've owned The Night Circus. I own The Night Circus. Y'all know me. Y'all know the books I read. Is The Night Circus giving Kenya? Is The Night Circus giving Kenya? It's not. It's not. It's not. Once again, a book I could get on Libby or audio. I could check out from the library, or I can get on Kindle. I do not need to own the physical copy of the Night Circus. It just don't fit me. It do not fit my vibe. I don't know. I am all about making my bookshelf fit my vibe. Like, what I want someone to come into my office and be like, this is so you, Kenya. When someone sees the Night Circus on my bookshelf, they know I ain't read it. They know I ain't read it. Because, girl, what about the Night Circus is interesting to you? You know, when I think about the Night Circus, I like to think of the Night Circus. If you read Beach Read, y'all know she was writing a book about this traveling fucking circus. I like to imagine she wrote the Night Circus. I don't know. Anytime this book, I see the Night Circus, I think of Emily Henry Beach Read, which is what I'd rather be fucking reading. I don't know. Next one, I bought because I wanted to be cool so bad. Oh my gosh, peer pressure will get the best of me and my bank account. I wanted to be cool so bad. Like, I wanted to sit with the edgy girls, the goth girls. I wanted to sit with the it girls. And so I bought Giddy on the 9th. What? I know people who like fantasy or whatever who said this book is wild. So what does me, who literally only dips her pinky toe into fantasy, gonna do with this? What am I gonna do with this? But I want it to be cool so damn bad. When this book sits on my bookshelf, you can tell I was being a poser because nothing else, I don't even have a place to put it on my bookshelf because it goes with nothing that I read. Like, nothing that I read. Like, are you nuts? Like, I'm looking at it and it's just like, I spent money on this? The Devil in the Dark Water. The Devil in the Dark Water. I heard it was a good mystery. I love mystery books. I'm one of the few people who love mystery books just as much as I love thrillers. It's not an either or over here or one better than the other. I like both of them equally, but I love mysteries. I respect mysteries. People said this was a good one, so I bought it. A book I 100% could get from the library. I did not have to buy this sturdy book so it can take up too much damn space on my bookshelf, but I did. Books I regret buying. Samantha Downing. Me and Samantha Downing have such a toxic relationship. Such a toxic relationship. I've read 2 Samantha Downing books, didn't like either of them. But yet, I get conned, tricked, and duped into buying every single Samantha Downing book. The 2 books that I own by her, For Your Own Good, and this one, I haven't read them, but I still bought them. Even though the 2 books before by Samantha Downing, I don't like Samantha Downing books. And yet he started it. For Your Own Good, I've heard good things about. So that makes sense for why I own that book. You heard good things. He started it. I don't even remember when I bought this book. True Tea. I do not remember buying this book. This was a fever dream. I probably hauled it for you guys, but I don't remember. Like, it's just no reason for me to own this book. Like, at all. Samantha Downing's a cute girl. There's just no reason to buy this, for me to own this book. Like, why did I buy this? Like, the thing about that book is, if I never read it, I will be fine. Like, I just don't feel like I'm missing out on something, so why did I buy it? Riley Sager. We're going to have a real conversation about Riley Sager and whether or not Riley Sager can actually write books. We're going to have the conversation, and I'm going to do a whole video on Riley Sager where I read the Riley Sager books that I haven't read, and I'm going to start the dialogue. I'm going to start the discourse, and we're going to really talk about, can Riley Sager actually write books? I enjoy Final Girls. I hated Lock Every Door. Y'all know that. And so I have Home Before Dark. I thrifted it. It don't even have a cover, so you wouldn't be able to see. But I have Home Before Dark up there. And then I have Survive the Night. Why did I buy this? Like, why? Final Girls was good to me. I think I like Final Girls more than most people like Final Girls. And then Lock Every Door sucked. Then I heard nothing but negative things about Survive the Night, so I said, let me buy it. Like, I hear the girls saying nothing but bad things, and so then I buy it. Like, what? Like, it don't make no sense. Riley, I don't even think Riley Sager is the author for me. Like, Anyways, The Royals Next Door. What can be said about this? What can be said about this that you can't already tell? Like, why did I buy this? You're thinking to yourself, Kenya, what the fuck? Why did I buy this? Like, why? I don't even know what it's about, and I'm not even gonna tell you what it's about because I don't know what it's about. I just bought this because, and I think I bought this like in store too, for full price. Maybe I didn't. Maybe it was an Amazon like late night purchase, because that's what usually gets me in these, like Amazon late night purchases, and like I never get my return on investment. Like if I bought something late night on Amazon, it's not gonna be good. Like it's never good. It never surprises me. It never surprises me. So that's this. Anyways, those are the books that I should not have bought, the books that I regret buying. Yeah, they were bad purchases, even though I haven't read them. And some of these are 5 stars. I am sure I am looking at quite a few 5-star reads. Maybe not 5, maybe 4. But like, I shouldn't have bought them. I could have read them someplace else. Anyways, I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys in my next one. Peace.